All right. Hello. To my subscribers, welcome back. How y'all doing? To the newcomers, what's up? We talk about music around here. And as you can tell from the title, this video is all about Flatbush Zombies. I've been talking about them a lot lately, which is ironic because I don't really play them that much these days. But with that being said, I got 3 records that I feel like I need to talk about, especially because one of them transitions into my newest video, which will be after this. So let's get into it. So for the people that don't know, Flatbush Zombies, they also go by FBZ. They are a 3-person rap group out of New York, Flatbush, New York, hence where they got the name. And they've been making music for well over a decade, for a minute now, in terms of the mixtape era, and they got a few albums out as well. Recently, they have kind of ventured out, and each member has dropped a solo project of theirs. And first up, we have Eric the Architect. Let's see if I can get that in there. Eric is, for those that don't know, he also raps, but he is the producer of the group. And this is his solo effort. This is called I've Never Been Here Before. And it's fairly new still. Definitely my favorite. Well, I can't really say that because I haven't heard the next one, ironically. But definitely one of my favorites out of their solo work. Michi Darko also dropped a solo project. I still haven't got that. I don't know if I want to. It's a good project, but it's not like my favorite or anything. It doesn't wow me. But I might have to re-listen to that now that I have them all. But yeah, this is definitely my favorite so far. Eric is probably my favorite out of the 3. It started with Michi, but I think that's changed over the years. Just for a good reason. I just think he's versatile in a different way. And this album, by the way, has numerous tracks that I think is very interesting in terms of production and like vocally. This is coming from a rapper who usually doesn't really up pitch their voice or lower pitch their voice, but that's done on a few tracks on here. A few standout tracks, which is something that I usually talk about, would be number 3, which is Parkour. That was a single. Beef Patty, which is probably a favorite of mine, with my Jamaican background. And probably a tie between Ambrosia and Shook Up. Shook Up has Joey Badass, so if you like that, if you like Joey, definitely check that track out. He also has a guy named Far on that track, who Eric did a song with on his EP prior to this project. Pretty dope voice. I would recommend checking him out as well. Yeah, so that's Eric the Architect. Next up we got Zombie Juice, Love Without Conditions. This is probably like my favorite cover out of the 3 though. I'll definitely catch some B-roll because the light is pretty bright over here. I love this cover. It's very unique. Here's the back. Now, this is probably the first time I've showed off or talked about a record that I haven't listened to yet. I don't know why I haven't listened to this yet. I've had this for quite some time, and this project did not come out recently. It's been a little while. And I just keep putting it off. I keep putting it off for whatever reason. I do know like 2 tracks off of this album due to singles, but other than that, there's not much that I know about it. I do know that it comes on green vinyl. I'll catch some B-roll and I'll show the inserts while I'm doing this here. But yeah, I don't have much to say about this. I don't have a standout track to really put on this, but this is Zombie Juice, Love Without Conditions, and I'm not worried. I don't think it's gonna disappoint. Knowing this group in general, but knowing Zombie Juice, I think he'll do just fine. I just got to take the time out and really spin the record one day. Lastly, which is the main reason why I'm making this video, I wanted to show off something because it relates to a video that I'm dropping, but it also relates to maybe the reason why I'm into this group, or why I was into them as heavily as I was for so long, and that's for Flatbush Zombies, Better Off Dead. This is a mixtape actually that came out a long time ago. Now if you're an FBZ fan, then you most likely know everything that I'm about to say, but obviously the anniversary came back around last year and they dropped it on vinyl, so I had to get it. Ironically, I did get 2 because I have a bad habit of getting something now and for later. A part of me was like, maybe if I hit like a certain milestone that I'll do a giveaway, but then a part of me is also like, it would be nice to have 1 to spin and then 1 to just keep. So I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with it yet, but I'm happy I got 2. I just tend to overindulge. But yeah, if you haven't heard this record, I would highly recommend it. Out of these 3, I would recommend listening to this, obviously, because this has all of them. This includes all 3 members. As you can see, there's Michi Darko, Zombie Juice, and Eric. The standout tracks on this, I could definitely name a few, but there's some favorites on here. Track number 2 is Nephilim, probably one of my favorites. Track number 6 is Death 2. That is just a freestyle with Michi Darko. That's one of the members, it's just him. Track number 7 and track number 8. Track number 7 is Regular and Complex. That's a sample, a pretty heavy sample. I think it's a sample of Aphex Twins, if I'm not mistaken, if anybody is familiar with their weird music. And track number 9 is Club Soda with Action Bronson. This one bangs in the whip. So does track 2. I think these guys are a bit underrated. I will talk about it in my video. But I feel like these guys have been out for quite some time and they deserve some more recognition, and I'm definitely waiting on a new project for them. It's been a minute, but now that they have all dropped their solo efforts, gave them some time, hopefully they'll drop like an EP or something. I feel like that's long awaited. And lastly, for the people that really haven't checked them out, they have numerous projects. I probably wouldn't recommend checking out like their earlier mixtapes and stuff. Not saying that they're bad or anything, but just as a starting point, I do believe that Better Off Dead is probably the best starting point. And then from there, you can go to their albums, 3001, The Space Odyssey, and followed by Vacation in Hell, which I do think is their strongest project. But yeah, I also chose to talk about this last because this album is probably pretty pivotal to me in terms of why I like this band so much. This was a big turning point for me because I've been listening to them for quite some years prior to this. But with that being said, if you are interested in the slightest, I did finish my first visual essay. It took me years. If you see my past video, then I talked about how like my files got corrupted and so on and so forth. Not gonna bore you to death. Just gonna say that the link will be in below in the description. I'm most likely gonna premiere it when I premiere this video, just for the sake of that. We'll see. But regardless, I'm gonna put it down there. Check it out. It's probably like 17 minutes long. I think it's pretty dope. I'm proud of it. If you like it, let me know what you think and check it out. And thanks for dropping in. Be easy.